98.1 if you're listening here on this magnificent Saturday afternoon.
Here we go.
And Matt Fodia, over to you.
Third quarter underway, second half. Mitchener and Ward do battle. Mitchener wins the tap dance towards Batty. Horsley fell into the back of Lee, and he's going to get a free kick. So Upper Gully will get the first centre clearance of the second half through Matt Lee. He goes wide, and he's looking for the lead of Hards, but it's went through the hands of Baldwin, who steps in and out. So it's DeFranceschi. His kick scrub it off the ground, but it finds Batty, who handballs over the top to Healy. But his handball finds the man for the Upper Gully Kings, and he goes long inside 50 to Rowan Hall, who marks. So it was a good kick in there from Lee, who's been prominent early in this third term already. We've only got 30 seconds and he's collected a couple of kicks. And Rowan Hall is going to line up from about 35 out on a 45-degree angle. And if he kicks this, it's exactly what the Falcons didn't want, Steve.
Ball kick 2 last week in Upper Ferntree Gully's win over Wanty South. So he hasn't got one this afternoon so far, so looking for his first.
Rowan Hall trots in, playing further up the ground this year with Joel Perry taking the square. Kick off the boot looks pretty good. He likes it. Great start for the Kings. They got their 7th. Rowan Hall kicks his first of the afternoon. They are 7-2-44. Lilydale 4-4-28. We've gone a minute in this third quarter on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. The fans aren't even back in their seats yet, Ray Baird, on the boundary. What have you got down there, mate? Sorry, mate. Bruce hasn't pressed the button here, Ray. It's all right, mate. We'll go back down to you when we can. So...
bucking the trend there. Team that scored first has usually been at the main road end. So
yeah, Rowan Hall. So Upper Gully, everything's gone their way so far in this first minute of the third term. Gonna toss it up. So Mitchener doing battle again with Ward. He wins the tap again. He's won almost every one. This time it's Healy off the wing. He gave his handball to Horsley. His kick goes along the ground towards centre half forward, but Smith picks it up and handballs over the top to Godfrey. So the Kings are all over them at the moment. This wide ball is looking towards Hards. Hards can't get there. DeFranceschi does well. He steps in and out and gives his handball over the top to Kennedy, who does well. Kennedy wanted a handball. He's going to give it to Wilson now, who's going to get shoved over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. And we continue. So we're on centre wing now. The Kings by 16 points over the undefeated Falcons here at the LSO. So Morrison wins the tap down. Batty with a good tackle on Marr. His kick dribbles forward. Klepp comes at it, but he's led to it in the end by Wilson. Horsley buckles through for the Falcons. Batty's got it. It's just too tight. The pressure from the Kings is immense. It should have been holding the ball there. Umpire doesn't give it. And Damien Sully comes in and says, I'll have that.
Sammy Horsley's really come into the game, particularly in that second quarter, last 10 minutes.
Extracting it, hasn't he? Needs to get it out to the runners as Wards wins the tap over Morrison. Horsley's there, and a good tackle from Batty, not rewarded. Morrison slaps it out towards Kennedy, who fell into the back of Strange. And we're going to have another ball up here. Just forward to centre wing for the Kings. They kick the first of the third term. They lead by 16 points. Tossed up again. Wards just sort of taps it into his own boot. Daniel Reid came through, got a little kick forward and went through the legs of Daniel Baldwin, who hacks it off the ground, but it goes nowhere. Lowe tries to wrestle it away from the man on the ground there, Marr. And he's tackled now at the Kings centre half forward.
Much more congestion so far in this third quarter as opposed to the frantic start we saw in the first and second.
Exactly. So Wards just muscles Morrison out and slaps it over his head. Good tap forward there by Hards. He's going to run onto it again. Wilson chases. DeFranceschi with a good bump allows Baldwin to get there with a little less pressure. His kick around the corner, though, needs to find Morrison. He's worked under it by Reid, but he gets the ball on the bounce. And Lowe gets it and just quickly goes down the line. Koga should mark this. Good contest. Brings it to ground. Baker's got it now. Big chance for the Falcons now. Baker goes down the line. It's to Mitchener, who's gone forward, but well done by Gully. Liam Gully takes the mark in defensive 50.
So Gully takes it. Good 16-point lead here to the Kings. Gully was a skew F kick off the boot, but it had to carry out towards the wing position where Ward takes the mark. Might be McWilliam, actually. So Upper Ferntree Gully up towards the half-forward line now. One-on-one contest. Ball hits the deck. Going after it again there was Hall. He was in there late. A good strong tackle just to keep it in that space, and we'll have a ball up half-forward line. Barry Cott's around the grounds with the score centre.
Yes, Division 1, it's Norwood 62 to Warwin 34, Doncaster 29, Noble Park 28. South Croydon 65 to North Ringwood 20. Roval trailing Vermont. Vermont 51 to Roval 16. Montrose 33 to Blackburn 31. And East Ringwood 64 to Knox 21.
Reid took it from the stoppage. Perry had the back spot over the top there. The Dales do have the numbers, and now they're off to the races across the half back line using the near side of the LSO up towards the half forward line.
Good mark.
Big strong mark has been taken
over
out there by Lockie Kogar, who might be too far out to score here, although Matt reckons it's only 35 metres out from there, and it goes to the top of the goal square. Strong Jukes. And a fantastic bit of play there from Lilydale. They worked it across the half back line, worked it down the wing, and then straight kicking and hitting the targets. And the ball's now in the arms of Bo Mitchener, and the big man who just owned the football. He took the mark. No fanfare about that one whatsoever. And he'll go back and needs to put this one through. They currently trail by 16 points to reduce the margin back to 10. That's what it was at halftime. Mitchener, the crowd will tell the story as you hear the cheers go up from the Lilydale faithful. And Mitchener puts through his first goal of the afternoon on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Lilydale trailing by 10 points now. 5-4-34, Upper Ferntree Gully, 7-2-44. Steve White.
Very easy there for Lilydale. Great transition. Lockie Wilson, the catalyst of that whole play. I'd have to say, though, that it seems to be the story of the wings. There's not so much straight up the ground football. It's been the story of the wings so far, particularly in that second quarter and earlier in the third.
More scores around the grounds, Barry Cotts.
Division 2, Mooralbark 45, Croydon 20, and Mitcham 47, just ahead of Mulgrave 36.
Close game there.
Tell you what, Steve, you say they use the wings. The whole ground is a corridor here at the LSO. Doesn't matter where you are, you're going up the corridor.
Did your voice just break?
A little bit. I don't know what happened. That meat pie's just gone down the wrong tube there, Ray.
It's going to be asking for your taco, sir. I'll get it out of the fryer.
Just waiting for the ball to come back in.
So the throw, Mitchener went forward after rucking, it looks like, every time. So we're going to go back up. So after kicking the goal, Mitchener's back in the middle. Morris struts in. Tosses it high in the air, and he wins the tap. Mitchen just thumps it forward, and Wilson's going to run onto it here. Couldn't grab it cleanly and just sort of soccers it forward. Done well, and he kicks it towards the boundary line, and we'll have a boundary throw in. So they've done well there, the Falcons. Right on their half-forward flank. 1,000 games of AFL footy for the Lilydale Footy Club today.
I've got the stubby holder.
You've got the stubby holder added to the collection. Tossed in. Mitchener wins the tap down. Batty's going to get it here, and he's going to swing around on the left boot. Is he going to keep it in play? He is. But coming across there, beautiful mark by Brad Callagher. Really well done there for the Kings, and he's going to look to rebound. Goes short and finds a target there in Ma. Speaking of He-Men, it's a big shoulder on him. Match up well with Lowe. Could be a big sort of muscular battle in the middle there, Ben, as they go short to Reid. Little chip around the boundary line. That one finds a target there in Risley. Risley, shorter still, just towards Strange, and he's knocked over the boundary line by McNay, boundary throwing. McNay has a bit to say about it to Big Stranger.
Hit Ray's car too, which is always pleasing. So ball coming back in, 8 minutes tick over on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. It's a premiership quarter as it's known. The third term, 10-point lead to Upper Gully. Going into this game as underdogs. It was first, playing third. The home side, Lilydale, playing their 1,000th game this afternoon. Let's cross down boundary side to Ray Baird. Your microphone's not on for some reason there, Ray. And I know Bruce is right on your hammer, so we'll cross back to you pretty shortly.
That's 2 in a row now.
I'm sure it was good insight.
So, to bring it back in. Let's cross down boundary side. Let's go for take 2, Ray.
Yeah, it's Bryce Hodge. He's just come back on the ground now, but he's out there just having a look at his right knee. He twisted it, and the trainers were working on it. I think he's just gone out there to trial it, so let's hope everything's all right. Otherwise, they're going to be 2 down on the bench.
Yep, that would hurt him. It's 1-1 on the benches, isn't it, injury-wise at the moment, with Del Biondo out with an ankle for the Falcons and Whiteman concussed in that first term after kicking a goal. So tossed up again. Well done there by Dodd, but the Falcons get it forward. Here's Bernstein diving on top of the footy. Good tackle. And we're going to have a ball up, you'd suggest, inside the forward 50 for the Falcons, kicking towards the clubhouse end. And we're going to go around the grounds quickly with Barry Cotts.
Yeah, Division 3, Scoresby Thrive 3-33 leading the Basin, 3-7-25 at half-time.
Tossed up. Koga wins the tap down towards Bernstein, but it's going to be run out of bounds for a boundary thrown by Risley.
Risley.
Risley. So I was
Timmy
right to say.
Risley, an absolute superstar of the Upper Ferntree Gully Football Club.
Sorry.
Accepted.
Tossed in, and Koga does battle with Dodds again. Dodds won it down to Reed, who's been good in this third term. Good early leap there, but Di Franceschi dropped the mark. Coming through there hard was McWilliam, gave it to Lochnan, who goes down the line, and it's going to go out of bounds on the full. So Daniel Baldwin quickly brings it back into play. They're going to try and switch here. Drosler to the hyphen. Class Henry marks. No, he doesn't. Lets it bounce. That was dangerous. He's hot on his hammer now. His mark fell into his back. No free kick, says Damien Sully. So Wiles now tucked in on the boundary line, goes down the line. Koga will lead Smith to the footy, and it's punched over the line. Well done by the Upper Gully man. And we'll have a boundary throw in just forward to the interchange benches for the Falcons. Around the grounds with Barry.
Yeah, Division 3, it's Heathmont 66 to Templestowe 36, Baronia 54, Ferntree Gully 7, and Doncaster well ahead 77 to South Belgrade 32.
What was that last one, Barry?
Doncaster 77.
Donvale.
Donvale,
yeah.
77 to South Belgrade
Yep,
22.
fair enough. As it comes out, well done by Donvale. As it comes out, Harvey goes inside forward 50. Nicely trapped there by Wilson for the Kings on the boot. Slams it in towards the middle of the ground. The big
mark.
fly. And a strong mark has been taken there by Corey Bernston. Certainly got courage, there's no doubt about that. On the left boot, drives the ball in towards the forward 50. Looked like there was a little bit of holding there on the big man Mitchiner. Umpire said it was okay, and coming in and bouncing it about 35, 40 metres out from goal. Around the grounds again.
Division 4, Glen Waverley Hawks 62 to Coldstream 30, Kilsyth 46 and to Surrey Park 20, and Forest Hill well ahead 52.
Koga went up.
Bear Park 17.
Great stuff, Barry. Working feverishly around the grounds. 22 great games as you go local for your footy this afternoon. Ball gets knocked out towards the boundary line. Pushed across there by Timmy Risley. And Corey Bernston gives it back to the umpire. Right in front of the Lilydale Social Club. There's a big crowd down here today. The 1000th game for the Lilydale side, which is great to see, as Ward got the knockdown. The Kings get the clearing kick out towards the broadcast position here. Who's going to be the first one to trap it? This time it'll be Baldwin. Kicks it to the hot spot. It's a 2-on-1 situation. Kick. Might be a little bit of holding there.
Hey!
And you can hear the faithful go up with that one. They've been screaming for it on the west wing, and Mitchiner, who's already kicked one goal in this third term. The big man, he went up against two opponents there. There was a little bit of holding. We could see that in the replay, and he'll go back, and I have no doubt he'll put this one straight through, and the margin will be reduced to 4 points. As he comes in now, starts his approach in the orange boots this afternoon. Comes in now. Shouldn't make any mistake, and he doesn't. The goal umpire did not move a muscle except to give the two-finger salute. Bendigo Bank scoreboard, third term out here, 3 in the third term. It's 13 minutes have ticked over right now, and it's a 4-point ball game. Geez, we picked some crackers this year on EFL Game Day. Barry Cott, some more scores that are happening around the globe as you go local for your footy today.
Yeah, Vermont 7-9-51 is leading Roval 2-4-16.
Mitchiner in the forward line. Prolific so far. I mean, he's still in the ruck, but every time he's gone inside 50, he's scored. So good move here from the big man. He's putting himself in the votes this afternoon.
He's a class player, isn't he? He just sort of roams around. Modern-day ruckman, Steve. Just sort of covers a lot of territory. And both times he's kicked for goal, he's been clever. He knows he's in the ruck, so he boots it well over towards the Maroondah Highway. Gives himself enough time.
That was his 5th goal of the 2018, kicked 13 last year. So
Gives himself enough time, Ray, to get back into the centre, have a breather before the umpire tosses it up, which he's about to do. So Mitchiner to do battle with Ward, as they've done all day. Ward's probably won the hit-outs, but around the ground, Mitchiner's burn him and drifting forward. Kicked the 2 Falcons goals of the quarter, and he wins the tap down again. Mitchiner coming through there was Matt Lee. Good tackle by DePace. And we'll have a secondary ball up. So back to 4 points here, halfway through the third term. Mitchiner and Ward again. Ward wins this tap. Mitchiner does the roving, slaps it out towards Harvey, who's been uncharacteristically quiet. It's going to be a foot race here. Looks like Perry picks it up. He's tackled well, but he's too big. He got the handball away, and now they're going to try and find a way through Hards, or Lee, sorry. Di Franceschi's kick is smothered. It goes towards Lee. Picking it up, though, on hands and knees is Kennedy. Kennedy got the handball out towards Harvey and missed it, but it came to Healy, gave it to Bernstein. He tried to step him, and he did. He got around McWilliam. And now Bernstein goes kicked long towards centre forward and finds Batty. He swings on a left boot. He's got Wilson on the lead. Over his head. Wilson's going to turn him, though. Lockie Wilson in the foot race. Picks it up. Runs in. Lockie Wilson kicks. A goal! Dale's back in front. 7-4-46, leading Upper Gully 7-2-44. We've gone 14 and a half minutes in this third quarter on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard and just run his opponent under the footy, Steve White, and ran back onto it for an easy goal.
Well, I wasn't busy coughing my guts up there in the back of the truck. That was an outstanding bit of play there from Lockie Wilson. He's had a couple of those stretches of play, particularly in that last goal where he set up Mitchener and then again rode the footy intelligent. Goal of the day, and Lilydale in front.
Yep, back in front, the Dales. And they've got a couple of goals off that half-back with a speedy one of those Mosquito Fleet running down the back flank. And then ended up, he had a fair few metres, so Batty probably a bit unhappy didn't hit him on the chest. But all's well that ends well. As we go back at it again in the middle. Ward and Mitchener. Mitchener jumps early and Ward wins the tap. Bernstein's there. He steps in and out. He's been better in this third term. He got his handball out to Klepp. Saw the traffic coming, so he handballed over the top towards Harvey. He runs onto it. Didn't have it, though, and the play goes on. DePace slaps it out to Healy. He's got time. And short ball inside 50. Koga runs under it. Well done by Wakefield, who comes through. He spins. Oh, beautifully done. Spins around Koga, kicks it out to centre wing. Healy's going to chase it out there with Strange. Strange does well in the tackle. Handball over the top to Klepp. Klepp tries to take on Marn. Does. Well done, Paddy Klepp. Steps in and out. Handball's underground to himself. Wiles is there in support, but good team tackle from Godfrey and Reed, and they take Klepp under for a ball up here. Right on the boundary line. Paddy Klepp wanted the left boot and couldn't quite find it. The Falcons by 2 points at the moment.
Identical bits of play there from both Klepp and Wilson, both taking the man on and intelligently. That spinner armour though there from Wilson.
They're confident, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're all telling Wilson there. That was beautiful. Sorry, Wakefield, I think it was.
Yeah.
Tap over tap by Ward. Kennedy reads it best. Tries to run through. Got taken high.
Oh, man.
Oh, my word, Morris. Morris has pinged him. That is very, very harsh on Zach Kennedy. And now he's said 25 against Lockie Koga.
Insult
He's had a
injury.
few words. Look at this, Kennedy. Does he take him on? Cross down to Ray Baird, boundary side. Oh, God, geez, he's having a field day, isn't he, Ray? I think Kennedy's a bit stiff there, BWS.
Going forward now is the Kings through Reed into the forward pocket over the top there of Hoare. He'll go after it again. Right on his hammer there was Wooten. Over the boundary line, she goes for a boundary throwing. No, it's a free kick. Might have been got a little bit of a touch of the boot there, out of bounds on the full. Lilydale get a reprieve. Big fly up that time. Second bite, DePace takes the mark. So they've hit the lead again, the Lilydale Football Club. Geez, this is an entertaining game. It goes out towards the Class Henry direction. He had his opponent there in Mar to go after it again. It was a good contest. Mar did well. Lilydale will let us give the numbers, and Mar hits the deck, hands it back to Damien Sully, and we'll have a ball up. Across the half-forward line here for the Kings. Knocked away that time. Nicely done there by Mark. Got it away to a teammate who goes up towards centre half forward, and a strong mark taken there by Daniel Reid, who had a little bit of space. And will he back himself in here? He winds up. It's only off the one step, so he does want to kick it inside looking for Perry. It was knocked away from him at the fall of the ball. Baker will be the one to trap it. Couldn't keep the ball alive, and over she goes for another boundary throw in. Left forward pocket for Upper Ferntree Gully, trailing this game by 2 points. 18 minutes tick over as we go around the grounds with Barry Cotts with the score centre.
Yeah, Division 1 South Croydon 12-8-8 is leading North Ringwood 3-2-20.
In the front spot there, Ward got the knockdown. They've got the numbers here, the Kings. Little kick around the body there by Ma into the forward pocket. He was looking for Wakefield. It bounced away from him there. And over the boundary line it goes and out of bounds. All of a sudden, I thought I got a call from Nicole that came through over the air, but it sounded like it might have been a commercial. So the umpire throws the ball back in. I think we've lost the effects mic as well there, Brucey. That sounds a little bit better as the ball's been brought back into play. Barry Cotts very quickly.
Yeah, Vermont 7-9-51 is leading Roval 2-4-16.
Good tip, right?
2 point ball game. It's only 10 metres out. A snap around the body here from Wakefield. Can he curl it back? He can't. He got the handball from Perry. It is a 1 point margin out here. The home side holds sway in their 1000s game. It's the Lilydale Football Club on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 7-4-46 to 7-3-45. Steve White. This one's
Wakefield having a good game. Very underrated, I think, for this afternoon for Upper Ferntree Gully.
Drosler goes long from the kick out in the Callum Morrison direction. It's knocked out of bounds in front of the professional sign there on the far wing for Upper Gully, probably just in front of the their centre wing for their side. Sorry, not in front on the scoreboard. Of course, it's 1 point the difference. The Falcons. So Ward takes it out of the ruck, got a handball out there, and it's quickly kicked forward by Roisley. but it finds Di Franceschi, who tries to step in and out and does, and gets a handball out wide. It's Bernston. He's come into the game in this third term. His kick, it's a good one. Finds Paddy Klepp. He'll want his left shoe. He's going to come back to the middle. No, swings it out wide to Baldwin. Baldwin's kick, not good off the boot. It's going to just stay in, and it's going to run out of bounds. Probably pretty poor there. So the skills letting the Falcons down there, but they're looking good from the switch. Barry Cott's around the grounds.
Yes, Division 2, Mitcham 10-7-67 is leading Mulgrave 6-6-42, and Doncaster East 7-7-49 leading Wanturna South 7-4-46, so 3 points of difference.
Well, it's a perfect chance for me to take over with a smile on my face as the ball comes back into play, hits the deck. We'll have a restart. So almost on true centre wing position here. It's the near side, right near the west wing, the brethren for Lilydale. Trying to get their boys up and about, and here they go. They're streaming forward now. Little handball out wide. Here's Bernston. Bernston sets sail for goal. Can he put it through? Oh, he went very, very close. He hit the pine on the way up, I think, even.
Skimmed it on the outside.
Yeah, on the outside. And through for one behind. They double their lead, though, which was just for that point, 1 point. So
hasn't Corey Bernston come into the game in the last 10 minutes?
Very exciting play. Brad Callagher, big fly out the back across the half back line. Now they're off to the races. Here's Gross on the right boot up towards the Perry direction. He's going to waste no time either. Spins around inside forward 50. It goes. Oh, this is good play there by Upper. Strong mark by Rowan Hoare, who takes the mark. And that's exactly what they wanted to do. A close encounter down at the Lilydale end, almost a goal, and then this is as good a rebound as you can get, Steve White.
Indeed it is. I mean, look, just straight out of the back line, straight up the middle. Joel Perry again, not the target this time, but including Hoare into that play, and a pivotal goal coming up now possibly for Upper Ferntree Gully.
And he kicked one from here earlier in the quarter, BWS.
Yeah.
So going for goal number 2. Rowan Hoare on the right boot. It might not even have the purchase here. When to the right-hand side, and Morrison and co were happy to put that one through for one behind. Rushed as it goes through. Back to 1 point, 46 plays 47. Barry Cotts, and more scores around the grounds.
Yes, there certainly is. Division 3, Heathmont 10-6-66 is leading Templestowe 6 goals straight, 36.
Klepp brings it back into play. It's a beautiful kick. Finds Ryan Harvey right on the edge of the arc here for the Falcons. So Harvey's been quiet, but when he's got it, he's been pretty good. So he goes long down the line. That's a good-looking kick. It's in the DePace direction. He does well. Brings it to ground. Well done by Healy. Good handball to Wilson. Now they're running through the middle. Good kick to Mitchener. Good hands. Great work from the Falcons. End-to-end stuff here. And Bo Mitchener is lining up for his third of the term. And it's been a pretty good coaching move from Ben Nagel to swing him forward. Beautiful play there. DePace brought it to ground. Healy, little gather, handball off to Lockie Wilson, who, like Bernston, has been dynamic in this third term. And Big Bo is going to be lining up from a bit further out than his last two. He's going to kick from just on the arc, which I've said is 35. BWS says 40-ish. 40-ish. He's inside the 40-ish arc, and the kick, it's a floater off the boot. It doesn't look at all.
Shocker.
That's going towards the canteen. Put into the tuck shop. That's out on the full. So
don't mess up those sausage rolls. They are the best in the business out here at Lilydale.
He wanted
Absolutely
a sausage roll, but of a
delightful.
different type. So Wilson, cross goal. Callagher's under pressure from Bernston. He gets his kick just in time. Healy will do battle with, looks like McWilliam. Well, Gully, sorry. So hands and knees, and they're slapping it forward. Batty does well like a bulldog and just comes through there. Got the handball to Healy. Healy handballs it forward. Slapped away there from Reed. Dodds got it out. DePace is there, but he's going to get a free kick. Lowe gave it away, and Dodds will have a kick now on the right half-back flank. Got taken without the footy.
Just an apology for those streaming live around the globe, afl.org.au. It dropped out for a little bit there, but we are back on board now. 98.1 Radio Eastern as well as Upper Ferntree Gully. They trail by 1 point. Kick goes up towards the wing position. It looked like umpire Sully was going to pay a free kick. He decided to let the ball go. Just riding a few bunts. Inside forward 50 they go. Kick goes towards the top of the goal square. A timely little tap on there by Gully. We might be happy to see this one over the boundary line. He will be, and it will be a boundary throw in right forward pocket, Lilydale's end.
It was Baldwin throwing out the stiff arm with the fens out there in centre. He's actually had a pretty good game, I thought, for Lilydale this afternoon. A few key touches. But yeah, Mitchener up forward now, the Persian of Perry at the other end.
So they go up against it. Mitchener tried to break his way through. Was Hards. Horsley saved the barracking for the last few minutes as the umpire comes in to bounce this one. 25 metres out from the Lilydale goal line. Almost Mitchell looked like he was held without a little quick smother. Nicely done, Class Henry's in there and then jumped after the fact.
What?
No, there was a free kick paid before that, and then
Big Morris
has paid a
25.
DePace was the one.
It's paid it the other way now.
DePace was the recipient of the free kick. There was a little bit of confusion there, and DePace will come in from point blank range. And no doubt put it straight over the goal umpire's head, and they stretch their lead out here at the LSO by 7 points. Barry Cotts around the grounds with the score centre.
Certainly indeed. Glen Waverley Hawks 12-10-82 to Coldstream 4-7-31. Forest Health 7-10-52 to Fair Park 2-6-18. Whitehorse Pioneers 16-17 113 to Nuttawading 3-2-20. And Surrey Park and Kilsyth close game at 3-4-22. Kilsyth, Surrey Park 2 goals straight 12.
Second goal of the afternoon there for DePace. Been pretty good across the half back line initially in the first half. Now he seems to have come into the half forward line for Lilydale, and a pivotal goal here with deep into time added on.
Just on that Surrey Park Kilsyth half-time score, Baz, I've got an update from Heather and Wacker Paisley. Kilsyth have kicked away in this third term. They're leading 7-4 to 3-2, so the Cougars are broken away from the Panthers as the ball's back in the middle now. And it's a 7-point lead to Lilydale. What can Upper Ferntree Gully do? Lachlan up towards the half-forward line, bouncing football. Almost leaving it there, Bardsley then has to go after it again, then receive the free kick from the late contact from Lockie Wilson. So Bardsley gets a handball away. Here's Lee on the right boot, kicks the ball inside forward 50 over the top of all players. It goes. The target there was McWilliam. Lilydale do have the numbers. The ball comes out though. Wakefield broke a tackle, span around. Can he put this one through? He pushed it to the left-hand side. And through for one behind. It's a one-goal ball game out here on EFL Game Day, just the way we like it in the Premiership quarter. 53 plays 47. Lilydale holds sway.
Here we go. Klepp to bring it back in. Sizzling left boot. Pops this one up though towards Morrison. Couldn't get quite to him. It's knocked away. Well done by McNay in there. Good tackle on Wakefield. In and under there, wonderfully done there was Class Henry, and taking it over the boundary line is Daniel Reid. So, one straight kick in it. And there's too many posts down that end of the ground. I get confused with the ground behind us there. So it's tossed in again. Dodds and Morrison. Morrison does well. Got it down towards Class Henry. And he just wraps up his opponent. But Matt Lee got a quick kick out. Daniel Reid's going to lead the chase, but McNay pinches it from him, just wheels around on that left boot inside defensive 50. His kick in the middle is over the head of Lockie Wilson, but he got it on the second bounce and just kicks it forward. Mitchin has got the one-on-one with Gally. Gally does a good, gets a good spoil in handball there from Smith. Misses its target, however. Gally's going to have to step in between them, and does. He dissects them beautifully. Handball off. Dodds.
They got players down
David
the middle.
Callagher touched off the boot. Wilson's going to fly up. It's touched off the boot, mate. Get rid of it, but he can't. It was a good mark in the end, and it's wrapped up by Matt Lee. So it was well done by Gally, but you're right. They'd probably just flip-flopped around with it a bit too much, BWS. And we're going to have a ball up as they go up again. Hoare in the ruck this time with Koga. Well done by Batty. Good tackle, but he ducked his head? No, Morris says that's a free kick. And it'll be Daniel Reid.
That's 25. That was stupid. Koga came in and gave a little bit of shoulder.
He's known
it was
for
not
that.
necessary.
So what's he done here? I didn't see that, BWS. So it's a
just
free kick.
Came in and just gave a tiny little bit of shoulder.
Well, he's ran over the
and
mark
across
anyway.
the mark.
Ran over the mark. So that's silly. So Daniel Reid could be, no, you'd say he's just outside
40.
His range, I was going to say. The 37.5 metre arc, and he's hooked it looking for that extra distance. It's not even going to get there. It's a good mark there from Callum Morrison, who looked to play on, but of course he can't. And he'll mark it deep into defence.
Short passes on. Had a really good term here, the Lilydale Football Club. Needed to answer the challenge. A domination by the Kings in that second term. I almost thought they should have held a bit more of a lead as Harvey brings the ball up towards the half-back line. Koga was there. It was knocked away by Gally from him at the fall of the ball. Baldwin toe poke sees it over the boundary line and out of bounds. Barry Cotts around the grounds with the score centre.
Yeah, South Croydon 12-8-80 is leading North Ringwood 4-2-26.
So South Croydon, geez, haven't they had a great start to the year? The reigning premier in the Premier Division. Umpire throws it up. Koga trapped it and then brought it to ground, holding the football.
Do you reckon, I reckon Morris has got it in for him.
No, it was. It's definitely a rule, and
I'm with him. I'm just saying. I don't think Koga is Morris's favourite man.
Well, going after the old Malcolm Blight was Rowan Hall, but to no avail. And it's just 3/4 time. Siren sounds. It is a 1-point ball game out here at the LSO. It is Lilydale leading 8-5-53 to 7-5-47. Major goal kickers on the ground. Bo Mitchener, wasn't that a sensational turn by him, stepping up for Lilydale in their 1000th game? He booted 2.